Point of pointing other people's mistakes or our own mistakes is not to say ha 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 you did it or ha 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 you're a rasha. Chas v'chalila. That's not the point. The point of doing all of this is so we learn what not to do. To remember what we need to do ourselves. That's the point. You're never ever supposed to remind someone that did teshuva about his past sins. Not allowed. It's a big sin. So if somebody did teshuva and he's already in it, you're never allowed to tell him, hey, by the way, remember those times when you used to be mechalel Shabbat? Not allowed to do that. You can completely destroy him with that. There's actually a story in the Gemara. Two big sages became a chavruta. They started learning together many years, very, very connected. One time they got into an argument, and one of them mentioned it to the other one. The other one said, okay, so what am I doing? If you mentioned this to me, what's the point of everything that I did? If you're still remembering me as that person, and not what I became after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of doing this, it's not worth anything. Of course, it's worth something between him and Hashem, but the point here is that for us, we have a direct connection with each other, and we have a direct connection with Hashem. But with Hashem, we don't see him, we don't feel him, we don't smell him, we don't touch him. So when something is more physical, we feel closer to it. That's just our reality. You feel closer to your wife or to your best friend or to your partner than you do with Hashem. It's supposed to be different, but that's just the way it is for our generation. So we have to make sure that we protect each other and ourselves by not reminding each other about our past. Doesn't matter what you did in the past. If somebody did teshuva, life started at that point. Somebody started doing teshuva and then they fell off, you have to get them back on there, and then they started again, as if they never sinned. You can't bring people down and remind them of all the things they used to do. Like a lot of people like to talk about, what were these rabbis' former lives? Like some of these big Baalei Teshuva, some of these big rabbis are Baalei Teshuva themselves, like Rabbi Amnon Yitzchak, Rabbi Mizrahi, some of these sages in the Gemara. Rabbi Akiva himself was a Baal Teshuva. His parents were converts. He was a Baal Teshuva himself. You have Rish Lakish. He's a huge figure in the Gemara. I'm going to tell you one of his stories later today. That
he was a criminal. No?
Not only that. Why do they mention he was a criminal? To not because they want to insult him. Chas v'chalila. This guy is mentioned in the Gemara. And just so you know, just for future knowledge, anyone that's mentioned by name in the Gemara had the ability to bring back the dead, to resurrect the dead. There's many people that are in the Gemara but are not mentioned by name. They say it was said that this and this. So when they say it was said and they don't mention the name, obviously somebody said it, but they don't mention him by name. Why don't they mention him by name? Because he wasn't able to bring back the dead.